Oh no, you can see, we just joined qualifying. I was not sure if this was actually gonna go underway now, but welcome everyone to the Portuguese Grand Prix. Laguno, just moments before qualifying went underway, has left the lobby and is set to start from the back of the grid. For the first time this season, we are not gonna see a front row lockout from the Williams. And Laguno is gonna start from downtown, I will have to say. Lap 2 is now opening, so these are the proper flying laps now underway. We see Senna at the moment at the top, but of course the first representative times are going to be set now. Our newest podium finisher from the Brazilian Grand Prix. You heard at the end of the video that he was given a penalty, so he finished in P3 instead of P2. But it seems like he will be on to challenge at the very front once again. What time is he gonna set now? It's actually a worse time than before. Crustunet is set in 5th position at the moment. He's 200s behind Nitro. Alonso is feeling pretty good about his pace, but that also means that he is a bit scared, he told me, because his last few races have not gone that well. He's gonna hope that he won't be disappointed again, especially at Sao Paulo, where he could challenge for P1 at the start. It was pretty sad. Justin is in P2, 200ths of a second behind Senna right now. He's going through the corner combination of turns 10 and 11. That's at the top of the hill in real life. Sadly, these amazing elevation changes are not represented in the game here. As Justin improves his time, once again he gets very close, but not onto pole position yet. Senna has not improved yet. And Justin has won the sprint and the feature race of the Amateur Mobile Racing League, which took place yesterday. So he is set to be at the very front. Right here, we are all already across the line. Senna looks like he has closed off this session. Justin across the line, he does take pole position. His final lap was good enough. Once again, in the last few seconds of qualifying, we see a change of position at the front. Crustunet has not managed to get into the front row either. We're gonna see Justin, who is in his first season with a main driver contract, so you could count him as a rookie as well. We can see Senna in second place, who has only done one race last season, so he is a proper rookie. Look at the front row, unbelievable. Crustunet and Elcrack, a very experienced pair of drivers in P3 and 4. And then Alonso in P5 for APA, Nitro 6th in the Minardi, trying to be further up again than they were at Brazil. Finn McMissile P7 in the second Hurricane Racing team. So despite Cadenot Racing, they are actually looking very solid. F1 Fan in 8th. He and One Time have agreed to demote him to reserve driver, and that allows him to race for APA here. One has to wonder if he is actually gonna compete for the driver's title again. Same still isn't sure about Piggy. He's racing for the second time, but only starts in P9. And his teammate for today is Pigeon in the MP Motorsport. Toaster starts in 11th. He's having a bit of a slow start to his season here. Norris in 55 starts on the verge of the points here for Aston Martin. Guillermo once again will have to fight his way back up. But if this continues, then he won't be in the fight for the championship either. Huanvi only in P15 as 25M, P15 and P17 here. Matt in the sandwich also having his struggles. And Williams is pretty much the only consistent team here. Hurricane Racing Team at One Time with one car. But on track they aren't miles clear of their opponents. It is most likely going to be our most exciting start of the season so far. A long run towards turn 1 with 2 rookies out front. A fully stacked grid means that Laguno will have to start as far back as it's possible in 18th place 5 lights at Portimao, and we are underway. Justin and Senna go into the first corner together. Crustunet is trying to get the inside line, but he doesn't, and that compromises him. Going up to turn 3, Elcrack is past Laguno in the Etruria. Alonso did get a great qualifying in. Justin keeps the lead of the race. Can he now swoop around the outside again? Senna can take the lead again. We go up towards turn 10 and 11. Senna and Justin wheel to wheel. Alonso having a look on Elcrack's inside in the hairpin. And now we accelerate down towards turn 1 again and across the line for lap 2. Crustunet has fallen back now. Finn McMissile in the other Hurricane Racing team up his inside. Pigeon Racing for MP Motorsport this time. Elcrack is off the track in turn 3. Nitro getting a great run. Then on the outside, all that lets Senna escape a little bit. Alonso trying to do a charge towards P1 now again. And he does get up into second place, still racing side by side with Nitro. Just like he did at Sao Paulo, Alonso with a good start. Now it's coming undone a little bit, but he could stay at the front. Let's hope that he won't retire this time. Pigeon has been shoved into the pit wall by Crustunet. Matt now on his inside. The other one time, once again starting behind his rookie teammate. Elcrack off on the exit of turn 3. And Senna is gone. Wow. He did not have a good weekend so far in the Amateur Mobile Racing League. He's taken P15 in the feature race. A podium in the sprint though, I think. Elcrack and Crustunet having a very tough battle here for 5th position. In terms of strategy, we see Senna, Justin, Alonso, Elcrack, Nitro, the top 5, all on soft tires. So it looks like that tire definitely does give you an advantage on the straight line, also in the corners right now. Crustunet on the mediums is the first one now, and he gets past Nitro into 4th place. And Justin also managing to stay clear of Alonso. Elcrack and Crustunet once again battling. Elcrack is in the slipstream range of Alonso, definitely, and he's coming very close. The slipstream is not that powerful anymore this season. Elcrack sets a new fastest lap of the race with a very nice exit. Can't quite come close enough yet to pass Alonso. He kinda has to here if he wants to go faster and go after Justin here. Crustunet definitely wants to do that as well. Laguno has gone up to 9th position meanwhile. We have not looked at him at all yet, but he's already gone past half the field. As Rondo retires from the race, he started in P17. Oh, and Elcrack once again. Someone being pushed off on the main straight. Justin catching up to Senna, our 2 rookie heroes, setting themselves apart at the moment. Last time we were here at Portimao, we saw Guillermo take his first podium in just his 2nd race, also the 2nd race ever for Crustunet. Now there's another phenomenal generation on its way to success. Justin might be the next one to do so. And yeah, now we saw Laguno already in 6th position. What a comeback. I'd be interested in his POV after the race as well. 55 defense from Matt. Matt onto the grass in turn 13, the hairpin. That's something that can happen in quite a few spots on this track. Here up to turn 3. And then also after that short little straight into turn 5. Another hairpin. And Laguno has gone past Elcrack. What a comeback from the champion of the spring season. And he is very soon gonna be level with Crustunet again, who started in P3 though. And Laguno in P18. Oh, what is he? But he's in soft tires. Let's see if we're gonna see a pit stop before that can happen. Justin goes for the medium tires. He's pitted already from the lead. Senna hasn't yet. Elcrack also in there. Matt has gone past 55. Alonso now up to third. Laguno in fourth. And Matt still having to defend from the Aston Martin. Norris is also in the second Aston again. But the podium finisher from Suzuka, just like at Brazil, cannot repeat even a point scoring success, as Senna now pits from the lead of the race. Last time out, it was because of the 3-stop strategy that he did. That's why he was in the lead at Brazil. This time it was on pace against the Williams of Crustunet, who now takes the lead for the moment by staying out longer. 5.9 seconds is the gap. Probably won't be enough at the moment. Senna and Justin are on their way, basically undercutting Crustunet. And Justin actually is as close as he has never been before since the opening laps of the race. Justin, is he gonna get the inside line for turn 1? Difficult. The inside line is not the best one. Heading into turn 3 if you want to continue the fight. As Justin has the inside for the hairpin though as well. And Crustunet is right there. He has pitted for another set of mediums, so all the tires are now equal. Justin with a slight advantage maybe. But Senna is doing an impressive defensive job against Justin and also against Crustunet right now. That was not that impressive. Was a move on for Crustunet, or did Senna close the door fairly? Anyway, Justin has just profited off that controversial situation and taken the lead of the race. It has swung around for now. But Senna still very, very close. Laguno's gone back behind Elcrack. F1 fan, I haven't even mentioned him yet. He is in the APA this time around. Oh, and once again, battle for the lead. Maybe they're still close and in the same order. Crustunet on the outside line, that's what I meant. It might be the better line if you get the switch back after turn 3, but you don't in this case. Oh, and Senna goes wide in turn 8 here. And Crustunet goes through, up into second. Maybe looking for first already. And Senna though round the outside of both of his rivals. He's still gonna have the outside line for this last long corner here. And Justin is still level with him, but Senna might retake the lead of the race here, heading into lap 14. Still side by side, and in turn 3 that is very difficult with the gravel on the outside. That's something that we have seen many times in the junior leagues as well. And now Senna is actually down to P3. Crustunet is taking the lead away from Justin round the outside of turn 11. And right now the rookies have cracked under the pressure a little bit, pressurizing each other. And Crustunet was a bit too much. Oh, and a lag rocket from Crustunet's side, I think. Maybe also Justin going into the back. Very uncertain, but that cost them P1 and P2. Now Senna and Elcrack are left to fight for the lead. Elcrack suddenly finds himself fighting for the victory here, with Laguno still quite a long way behind. And of course Crustunet in between, but Senna still has got the track position, defends from Elcrack here. All the drivers have gone into a second set of tires already. The hard tires here last 12 to 17 laps. But no one has decided to go for a stint this long. 10 to 14 for the mediums and 8 to 12 for the softs. So I think the gap between softs and mediums in terms of tire life might not even be that big. But yet we saw the softs be very fast at the start. Now no one has chosen them. Crustunet is wise enough that he just puts his nose out of the hairpin there. We saw many unsuccessful moves, or dirty moves, if I dare to say, in these hairpins. Crustunet avoiding a collision with his experienced Italian rival here, who now wants to challenge the Brazilian rookie, who is still in P1, but on medium tires that really are gonna fade away now. Crustunet's tires too, but he sticks it up the inside in the second to last corner of Elcrack, as Elcrack tried to make a move, wasn't successful, and that's how quickly you can get punished in this game. Crustunet back up to second place, but still almost nothing in between our top three here. Now it's Senna, Crustunet, and Elcrack. Justin is down to P11 at the moment. He's pitting for the second time already, but still he was not in a good position anymore, just like it was last week. Justin cannot challenge even for the podium anymore in the second half of the race. As Elcrack still kinda sandwiched between the two rivals for the championship. Elcrack himself is sat in P6 in the standings, 14 points, the same as Majumdar and Guillermo as well. He's of course only raced at Suzuka so far, so he might still be on to win that championship. And this now is the fight for P1, as Senna has pitted for a second time. Elcrack is lining up a move on Crustunet here, out of the last corner. Crustunet so far has defended very well. Now they both go into the pit lane. Laguno goes through and is ahead of Crustunet for the first time in this race. Which tires do they pick now? Hard tires going onto them again. Elcrack trying to ghost inside Crustunet here on the outside line though. And Crustunet has been kinda... yeah, he's gone onto the grass just in turn 1. Elcrack swoops around the outside, taking 4th now. And Matt is now in 2nd. He's gonna disappear very soon, not to stand in the way of Senna. Yeah, Senna has just pulled a massive undercut actually on Elcrack and Crustunet, and Laguno is doing the exact opposite maybe. He won't come out in P1. That would be a bit too much for him, I think, on these old hards. 4.1 seconds is the gap, and it's coming down rapidly, because you do not want to underestimate Senna here. And the gap between Crustunet and Elcrack is also grown. Justin has made a nice recovery, as it seems, back past F1 Fan. F1 Fan now is only the reserve driver for the one-time team, so this allows him to race for other teams such as APA. The main lineup, of course, consists of Matt and Senna at one time. And now Laguno has pitted. He's down to 4th place, back behind Elcrack. And he's on mediums. Definitely also going to the end of the race. Elcrack has been caught up on the grass out of the hairpin. Maybe that still costs him a bit of momentum down the straight. Justin and F1 Fan are very closely together. The reigning champion trying to pass one of the most promising talents for this season. And Laguno is facing Elcrack in the hairpin up the inside. You can and have to carry a lot of traction and momentum up towards turn 8 then. Laguno once again, quite an impatient move in the hairpin. Cannot get past. He needs to get closer to Crustunet to finally get that championship lead that he wants. Crustunet at the moment leads by 4 points. That's because of the 2 pole positions that he's taken so far. And Laguno, of course, 0. Crustunet's qualifying form is the thing that probably makes him the toughest competitor for Laguno that he's ever seen. 4 poles in 5 races. and 7 in 11, at least before this one. Of course, now it's not pole position anymore. It might be the lead of the race in a few moments, though, for Crustunet. He's shown the outside line again by Senna. Both of them going to the very edge of the track, which is the green stuff here around Portimao. You can touch that without going slower. Crustunet again to the outside as we go down the hairpin. And then towards the hairpin, that's just a bit too risky here. If your driver in front does not make a mistake. Now down the straight we go again. Crustunet trying to find the correct moment to go for a change of racing line. But he doesn't do that. And now it looks like Senna has slipped up a bit in turn 3. And immediately Crustunet is all over his back. But even then, Senna manages to get it together again, just a few seconds after. Laguno is past Elcrack again. Mediums versus hards. Once again, just like at Brazil, this is the time for Laguno to shine. Might it be the time for Crustunet to shine as well? Senna is very much squeezing Crustunet to the inside. Now he's going to have to go a bit wide to get a good racing line up towards turn 3 again. Is Senna going to be left the room? Yes, he is. Brilliant racing by Crustunet. Senna down the inside again. Not much the Crustunet could have done apart from still hanging on towards turn 8. And now his teammate Laguno is all over his back. For the first time today, the two Williams are going to meet on track. Crustunet wants that race win. He also has to look after the statistical GOAT and his teammate, lining him up behind as Senna once again tries to squeeze Crustunet. As he sees that Laguno wants to go around the outside, he quickly shuts the door again. Now Senna once again in turn 3. This time it hasn't worked out with Crustunet. I still think that it was clean racing, and Laguno goes through to take the lead of the race. Just keeping it calm, right behind, waiting for chaos to happen, which is very likely in turn 3 around Portimao. And Crustunet for now has been beaten by a Laguno who started in P18 today. If this is a victory for Laguno, it might just be his greatest of all time. And that very unexpected. Just a few laps to go in this race. And we were not sure if it was going to be a battle between Senna and Justin, between Crustunet and Elcrack, or just between Crustunet and Laguno again. But it looks like the Williams are just inevitable this season. They're still on for a 1-2 even right now. Elcrack might even try and deny Senna of a podium here. Yeah, Elcrack has got 1 lap fresher tires. That's gonna be a factor in these last few laps. Senna hugging the inside line in the hairpin here, still gets a nice exit. Both of them not getting through that section too cleanly. Senna leaving little but enough room for Elcrack here. I think that actually might be his weakest point. Still right now, the wheel-to-wheel combat. He's also from Brazil, so the ping is higher. That doesn't make it easier, so it's not entirely on him. Finn McMissile retires from the race for a 2nd week in a row. Elcrack goes past Senna. Nice exit out of turn 4, and it seems like that is another weakness of Senna. The exit of turn 3. Elcrack wide at the top of the hill though. Senna swooping round the outside here, and now carrying the more momentum through all these corners as Elcrack once again touches the grass here. And that seems like the deal is sealed for the podium. Laguno and Crustunet are closer. But Laguno on the mediums again is still in first position, despite Crustunet having the better tires right now probably, but they are getting incredibly close, still pushing to the very edge onto the green stuff here at Portimao, through the last 2 corners of this racetrack. Is it gonna be a battle to the line again, just like at Germany? Crustunet is 200s behind, just like it was in round 8 last season. Laguno 18th on the grid to victory. at Portimao. What an unbelievable performance from him. Up to P9 after just a few laps, overcutting the competition in the end, getting the better tire wear, and even when the odds and also the expectations, because P18 you cannot expect someone to win, are against him. He has proven everybody wrong. Crustunet was right there. 200s might actually be a realistic estimation of how close they are. And in the end it is the same order as it was last week. Senna, along with the two Williams, has scored a podium in every single race this season that he's competed in. Yeah, turn 3 was the thing that cost him a potential race victory. He was off the track against Crustunet. I don't think that he was happy with that. He said penalty for Crustunet in the chat when the checkered flag fell. F1 fan was just completely off my radar this race, but he went from 8th to 5th as well. And he's not miles off challenging for the championship in terms of speed. Matt also had his best race of the season so far. Justin, this time he definitely won't be happy with P7, entertaining us in both qualifying and the race, but it just started to crumble again as we reached the halfway point. Alonso, I think, can be happy. Yes, he was racing higher up at the start. You can just see the gap between Justin and him. I think P1 to P7 was the elite today. And also Guillermo is not part of that elite at the moment, as 25M weren't in the mix at the front. Quillenby in P10, and Rondo, who's now the main driver, out of the race. It's incredible that there was a UMRL race with Piggy in it, and they haven't mentioned him all the way through. Race winner from the first Portuguese Grand Prix. Portugal has also been pretty underwhelming for Minardi, yeah, and same for Pigeon, and he's just not practicing that much and therefore struggling for consistency, I think. And big struggles for Aston Martin, 55 way off the points, and Norris retired, as did Finn McMissile. And now Laguno has taken the championship lead away from Crustunet, but just by 1 point. 2 podiums for Senna, of course mean that he is in P3, but he's only got half the points of Laguno. Elcrack is tied with Justin, but Elcrack only raced twice and took 2 4th places. I mean, it would be fantastic to see him in a championship fight as well, but this actually might be the first time ever that he's not taken a podium in 2 races in a row. Justin's podium is still yet to come, as is the first podium for F1 fan this season, and same goes for Guillermo. Norris has fallen down to 8th position, still his only points come from his podium at Japan. Madrimner is P9 with 1 4th place, and his fellow Frenchman, Matt, is just inside the top 10 right now, 1 point behind him. Williams are quickly gonna make it difficult for anybody else to win this championship. Senna, Matt and F1 fan are a fantastic lineup for one time as well, and that's why they're in 2nd, but Senna is actually the one who's been the most reliable here. Etruria Racing Team is still only 2 points behind them. Then it's Hurricane Racing Team in P4, that's all Justin's efforts here. He beats 5 of our teams on his own. A legendary drive by the legend. Well done, Portimao. Williams still undefeated after 3 Grand Prix in UMRL Season 6.